Ready to travel back in time? Forget what you think you know, because we're heading to the Jurassic Period, a world ruled by giants, where the very first birds took flight. This wasn't just a moment in history. It was an entire era spanning nearly 60 million years, from about 201 to 145 million years ago. It was the golden age of the dinosaurs, and you're about to see why. Picture a world where continents were still on the move. The supercontinent Pangaea was breaking apart, creating new oceans and coastlines. This wasn't just a geological shift, it was a game-changer for life on Earth. The climate became warmer and more humid, creating vast, lush landscapes. Forget grassy fields. This was a world of towering conifer forests, thickets of cycads, and endless carpets of ferns. It was a global buffet, and the main guests were just starting to arrive. And what guests they were! The Jurassic was the era of the sauropods, the true titans of the land. Imagine a creature so large it makes a bus look like a toy. That was Brachiosaurus, with its giraffe-like neck reaching for the tallest treetops, weighing up to 60 tons. Then there was the impossibly long Diplodocus, stretching over 80 feet from head to tail, using its whip-like tail for defense. These massive herbivores were living, breathing lawnmowers, constantly munching on the endless greenery, shaping the very forests they lived in. But where there's prey, there are always predators. And the Jurassic had some of the most fearsome hunters to ever walk the earth. The king of this era wasn't T-Rex, he wouldn't show up for millions of years. No, the apex predator of the Jurassic was the mighty Allosaurus. This was a ferocious beast, armed with serrated blade-like teeth and powerful claws. It was a terrifyingly efficient hunter, stalking the same forests as the giant sauropods, ready to take on prey many times its size. The Jurassic was a constant, high-stakes battle for survival. Meanwhile, life wasn't just happening on land. The oceans were teeming with their own incredible creatures. Vast, shallow seas created by the continental drift became bustling marine ecosystems. Here, you'd find the dolphin-like ichthyosaurs, sleek and fast hunters of the deep. Alongside them were the long-necked plesiosaurs, a design so unique it's like something from a fantasy novel. They patrolled the waters, hunting fish and squid, while the seafloor was covered in ammonites with their beautiful spiral shells. The Jurassic seas were just as wild and full of wonders as the land, but perhaps the most revolutionary event of the Jurassic happened in the skies. Among the smaller, feathered theropod dinosaurs, something incredible was happening. These creatures, ancestors of predators like the Allosaurus, were developing a new skill: flight. This was the dawn of birds. Archaeopteryx, one of the most famous fossils ever found, represents this transition perfectly. It had feathers and wings like a modern bird, but also teeth, a long bony tail, and claws on its wings, just like a dinosaur. For the very first time, vertebrates were soaring through the air, opening up a whole new world of possibilities. So the Jurassic Period was far more than just a chapter in the dinosaur story. It was a dynamic time of incredible growth and innovation. From the colossal sauropods that shook the ground to the first birds that conquered the sky, this era laid the groundwork for the future of life on our planet. It was a time when Earth truly belonged to the dinosaurs, a spectacular world of giants that continues to capture our imagination millions of years later. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back to the Jurassic. If you enjoyed this trip, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the prehistoric world. See you next time.